Hi, I'm QDC. What we're about to build today is Masterbox's Medusa and also Perseus. And this is a 1/24 scale. The reason why I'm building these two particular kits is because of COVID-19. The kits that I really want to build, they're not coming here on time. And so I had these two kits lying on my shelf for a number of years, and so I decided to build these instead until my real kits I want comes in the mail. So for most of you, you might have known the story about Medusa through Hollywood movies, and there is more to it than what Hollywood has given out in terms of their story about Medusa. Now, the real story about Medusa that I'm about to give you a summary of, there are a lot of versions of it, but this is the most popular one from ancient texts. Medusa was never a monster in the first place. Before she became a monster, she was actually a beautiful woman. She was a high priestess of the god Athena, and she actually really overlooked one of Athena's temples. Now, Poseidon, the god of the oceans, decided that he wanted to rape Medusa. So what he done was that he raped her inside Athena's temple. So once after Medusa was raped, Athena came down to earth, and you would expect that Athena would have tried to help her feel better after being raped. That wasn't the case. What happened was Athena punished Medusa for having sex in her temple because she felt that her temple was defiled. And so she cursed her and made her become what we know as her today as the snake-headed monster, Medusa. Now, years has passed, and there was a man named Perseus. Perseus is a son of Zeus, the god Zeus, but he was raised as a normal human being, as an ordinary fisherman. And he wasn't, just an average person that wasn't very wise to everything because he was so young. And so he wanted to offer his king a gift, and the gift was Medusa's head. Now, since he never really fully understood about Medusa's power of turning people into stone, he just simply went off and looking for Medusa, trying to get her head. So the gods intervened. The gods gave Perseus several gifts. One of them was Athena's shield, wings, a helmet of invisibility, and a sword. And so Perseus went into Medusa's lair and cut her head off. So that's the story in a summary. Now, Perseus, it's very clear that he is a man in Greek mythology, but for whatever reasons, Masterbox decided that Perseus should be a woman. I don't know why. It's just what Masterbox has done. So let's go ahead and start building these two kits, right now. Alright, so these are the two completed kits after assembly, and there's nothing much for me to say really. These kits are fairly easy and straightforward to assemble, and the Medusa figure doesn't require a lot of putty to fill, and the details of these two figures are good. No complaints. It's time for me to paint the figures. Okay, so before we start painting the figures, I want to just let you know that I tried to really show you how I painted the figures in terms of its shading and highlights on the face and the body, but I couldn't do it. I tried to do it on the camera, but because of the figures were so small, I wasn't able to do it, so I had to skip that, and it's just something I just couldn't do. So, without further ado, let's go on to start painting the figures. Alright, so we built the model kit, we painted it, and we weathered it a little bit, and we actually made a diorama out of it. So let's go ahead and start, let me show you the entire model kit and the diorama from the beginning to the end. Take a look. This is the complete diorama after completing everything, and this is a nice diorama. The two figures that I painted, I did a good job, and I was particularly delighted that the skin color for Medusa looked nice. At the beginning I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but it did actually work out pretty nice. I do like the skin color of her reptile skin. And for Perseus, I really like the gold accents that I put on her. She does look like a heroine. So again, I just like this entire project of mine. It was well worth doing. So that completes this model this model diorama. There we go. So what you're about to see is a video slideshow of the entire model kit. But before I go, as always, just because I put this video here on YouTube, it doesn't make me a model kit expert. I am not an expert. I'm just a regular guy just like you. And I also want to add just one more thing about Medusa. So Medusa was really, she's the sister of three other women here. The two other women were immortal, but Medusa was mortal, and her other sisters looks just like Medusa with all the snake hairs, and they were called Gorgons. And Gorgons are not evil. Actually, they're actually good. They're actually good beings. You see, Athena is the god of war and also the god of wisdom. So Athena wanted Medusa to become immortal, and in order for her to become immortal, she must be slain. So what happened was that in the mythology, Medusa's head was actually put onto Athena's shield, and she used that shield with Medusa's head as a surefire way to protect herself during battle. And so in archaeology, there are a lot of artifacts that Gorgons, features of Gorgons, Medusa's head, snake heads and everything like that, are put onto doorway entrances, put on real military shields and amulets, and even they found Gorgons, images of Medusa's head, in burial chambers, in Greek and Roman burial chambers, because they felt that Gorgons are good. They protect good by repelling evil, scaring them away by turning them to stone with their ugly faces. So really, Gorgons are good in Greek mythology, and that's just something for you to think about. And so I recommend, if you want to know more about Greek mythology, just look it up on the internet. I'm QDC, and thanks for watching. And please, build a model kit of your own. Bye-bye.
Thank you.